July 4th, 2020. Blake Wilson and his wife Tori were celebrating at her parents' house. Their 3-year-old daughter, Lorelei, was swimming in the pool with family and friends.
She had never taken swimming lessons before, so we always relied on floaties while she was in there just because of her age. But she's always been super comfortable, being in the water.
It was a normal day, but she knew that she had to have her floaties on.
While everyone took a break for lunch, Lorelei sneaked back to the pool unnoticed without her floats on. Sometime later, one of the kids discovered her in the water, then ran to get Grandpa Mark.
He said somebody's already in the pool. And as soon as he said it, I knew it had to be her.
I had only been inside a few minutes before my oldest came in and said that Lorelei was in the pool.
And when I got to the top step, I could see her laying on the bottom of the pool. And my heart just broke.
Mark quickly jumped in and pulled Lorelei from the pool. She wasn't breathing and was unresponsive.
Her lips and around her eyes was dark blue. Her face, not as blue as around her lips and eyes, but yeah, it was real scary. I thought she was gone.
I was petrified. I felt helpless. I didn't know what to do. It's a very, very scary feeling.
I mean, I was broken at that moment. I was staring at my baby girl who was blue.
We've had CPR training, so we knew what to do. But I got her on her side and I stretched her arm out and, everything they tell you to do.
At that point, everything was outside of my control. But the one thing that I could do was pray.
We all prayed constantly. And just panic and fear. I didn't know what was going to happen.
I tapped her on the back maybe 3 or 4 times, and by the grace of God, she took a breath.
Lorelei was breathing but remained unresponsive when she arrived at the ER. Dr. Mayu and his staff at Georgetown Memorial Hospital were the first to treat her.
Lorelei was in critical condition when she came in. She was in respiratory distress. Her vital signs were somewhat unstable as far as her respiratory condition.
A chest x-ray revealed that one of Lorelei's lungs was full of fluid. Her family and hospital staff knew she needed a miracle.
The doctors and the nurses, they were praying right there with us. Everyone wanted this positive outcome.
I called in her family. I wanted them to pray. I wanted all of her supportive staff to be there to be able to pray for her and with her parents to let them know that they're loved and God is here.
Lorelei was airlifted to Medical University, South Carolina, due to the severity of her respiratory condition. Amazingly, the next x-ray showed the fluid in her lung had vanished.
When we got there and they took x-rays of their own there, we discovered that the fluid was not in her right lung at that point. I believe deep down that was God.
Still, Dr. Elizabeth Mack at MUSC was troubled by the lack of oxygen to Lorelei's organs.
She was in some respiratory distress. Her lab work was concerning for an elevated acid level in her blood, meaning that her organs for a period of time didn't get enough oxygen or blood flow.
We were praying and hoping that there would not be any brain damage or any permanent damage done.
That night, while most people were watching 4th of July fireworks, Tori and Blake were carefully watching their little girl in the hospital.
I was concerned just because she had not fully woken up yet and said anything to us. She would kind of rouse up a little bit, but she had still never fully opened her eyes. I can remember me and my husband would watch the monitor like a hawk. They had told us what her oxygen level needed to stay at.
For over 30 hours, the Wilsons prayed and waited. Then, they heard something wonderful.
About 2 o'clock that Sunday morning, she woke up and she turned and she looked at me and she said, "Mama," and I went over there to her, and it's like nothing happened at all. She was talking just completely normal, and she remembered what had happened. She knew what happened.
She told us that she snuck up on the deck really quiet, and she held her finger over her mouth and tiptoed, and that she held her nose and jumped in.
She asked me, she said, "Can we go back to Mimi and Big Daddy's house and go swimming?" And I remember saying, "No, we're not going swimming anytime soon."
Lorelei made a full recovery. The Wilsons say they are grateful to God for watching over their daughter and will always remember His faithfulness every 4th of July.
Well, it's nothing but the Lord. I mean, like I said, He did it all. All I did was pull her out the water. He took care of everything else.
They told us that we were very, very lucky that day because a lot of the cases don't turn out that way. They considered her accident a near drowning accident, and just for her to come out of that and not have any permanent damage at all, there's no doubt in my mind that that was God looking out for her.
The 4th of July, it's a celebration of life now. You know, we were not promised the outcome that we got, but we prayed for it and we received it.